everyone. We are back, the cousins. This is Beard Talk with Kyle and Joe. I'm Kyle.
What is going on, guys? My name is Joe.
And happy Saturday to everyone. So, since it is Saturday, of course, we do have a new review for you. We have a company that is pretty new to the game. The company that we're going to be reviewing today is Bucking Beards. The owner's name is Eric. We had the privilege of speaking with Eric going back quite a few ways now when he was kind of developing some of his products in the testing phase, things like that. He was able to bounce some questions off of us, which is really cool. So we're really excited to talk with you guys about it today.
Yep. And another cool fact about Eric is that he is a third-year pharmacy student, and his team, as he explained to us, actually consists of a pharmacist and a medical doctor. What Eric really explained to us is that they were really looking at the cosmetic side of potentially making these beard products. They were really inspired by a lot of the pharmaceuticals and scientific stuff that goes behind it. And that's what he really wanted to put into his beard products to really make sure that this brand new company of his stood out and wasn't just in the middle of the pack with a lot of the other companies that you see. So before we start giving our opinions on these products, hang tight after this intro, and please make sure you hit that subscribe button if you like what you see, and make sure you share our content as well. And we will be right back. All right, so let's talk about price and presentation of these items. So we have a couple oils, a couple balms, and a couple of beard creams to show you guys. So starting off with the bottles of oil, you got these bad boys right over here. Let me see if I can get those in focus there. There you go.
There we go.
So as you can see, the presentation on these oils are very cool. The actual lid itself pops off, and you got a nice little pump top there. I'm personally not a huge fan of pump tops. I don't know exactly why. I just really prefer just the standard dropper top. That's just, my favorite go-to. But I really feel like with the presentation that they were going for, the pump top was probably the best choice for the presentation that they were going to go to. And then moving on to the beard balms. These are really cool tins here. And as you can see, they've got their really cool logo. And we'll kind of show that off there. And then on the back there, you got the ingredients. And then the butter jars. You got the glass jars. And again, look how cool those look. And everything matches really good. What did you think of the presentation?
Yeah, so the presentation I love with this company. I personally like pump tops. It's all personal preference with those type of things. You got the nice kind of heavy big lid, the frosty, the hemp, as you can see, as the green frosted glass. But I like the pump tops, and they just seem real strong. They give a good amount with each pump, which I like. And for whatever reason, I just love glass jars. It just feels heavier, feels sturdy in the hand. As far as the logo goes, I really like it. I think it's a really cool logo, flows really well. Let's talk about price really quick. This company is on the more expensive side for sure. One of the most expensive I've seen. So the I'll call it just the regular beard oil, if you will, is $23 for a 1 ounce bottle, and the hemp is $25 for a 1 ounce bottle. So that definitely is more on the expensive side. And then looking at the balms, the regular one, if you will, and then the hemp, the regular one's 21, and then the balm for the hemp balm is 23. And then let me pull up the beard cream, aka butter. These are, I think these are 4 ounce. Yep, these are 4 ounce jars. Hemp is 39, and then the other one right here is 36. Now they do have bundle deals on the website where you can save, but no question, these are on the expensive side. Again, might be the most, I would have to go back and look, but might be the most expensive I've seen.
Mhm. All right, so we're going to dive right into scents and then the feel and beard of these products, and then our final thoughts.
All right, welcome back, guys. Let's go ahead and dive right into this 2 scents that we have for you. So the first one that we're going to go over is just the beard oil. So we have the beard oil and then the hemp, as we just went over. We'll go ahead and talk about this one first. So on the site here, it is listed as smoldering sandalwood containing sweet vanilla undertones, calendula, and orange. Refreshing scent that is designed for sensitive skin and gives a bright accent feature. So for this one, honestly, I'm not picking up any of those scents. To me, I don't pick up like, just natural oil, like it's not scented whatsoever. I just pick up kind of a clean scent. It doesn't smell bad, but I don't really smell anything. I don't get any orange, any sandalwood, anything like that in my beard at all.
Mhm.
It's really comparable to me to an unscented beard oil.
Mhm.
What about you for this one, Joe?
Yeah, I'm on the same page with you. Unfortunately, as really amazing as that description sounded, it just did not translate into the bottle for me. I when I smell it out of the bottle, I really feel like I'm smelling an unscented beard oil. And when I get it in my beard, my hope was that the scent would maybe just start to evolve then, and it just didn't do it for me there either. I would really class if you asked me, and I was this was a blind test, I would say that you were giving me an unscented
Gotcha.
product on that. And then my experience with the balm and the cream was exactly the same too.
Mhm.
I didn't get that description. I was very disappointed with that because that description of that scent does sound like it would be a really killer scent.
Right.
Just didn't follow through for me.
Yeah, same here. Now, the hemp beard oil
Mhm.
is very similar. It is described as hemp seed, sandalwood, calendula, and orange. So basically, it's the same thing, just with hemp seed. The only thing I really pick up in this one is the hemp. So it
Mhm.
does smell very similar to the other one, meaning like that really unscented, but I do pick up a little bit of the hemp, which, it smells good. It doesn't smell bad. Again, I'm not seeing that sandalwood. I'm not seeing that orange in there pretty much at all. Just like Joe said, the butter and the balm, same story.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly the same thing. I did pick up the hemp a little bit more personally. Hemp by itself, not something that I really enjoy. So for that to be the only kind of scent profile that I picked up on, just wasn't the best experience for me. Yep. All right, so let's talk about how these products felt, and then we'll give our final thoughts and recommendations. So, like we mentioned before, we have an oil, a balm, and a beard cream that they call it that we're going to go over. So, I'm going to go ahead and read the ingredients of the beard oil first, and then we'll give our feelings on that. Move to the balm, and then move to the cream, and then we'll wrap up this video. So, starting off with the beard oil, you're looking at ingredients that consist of, and this is the hemp oil. So that you have hemp oil, castor oil, avocado oil, blackberry seed oil, red raspberry oil, jojoba oil, and essential oil blends. And then on the regular oil, you're looking at castor oil, jojoba oil, um, abasin oil, argan oil, Ichum seed oil, rosehip oil, Kalahari melon oil, and essential oil blend. So with these beard oils, as you can see, there's a lot of unique type ingredients in there. A lot of those are actually some ingredients that I've never used before, and honestly, I've never heard of before. Kyle, are there a lot of those new to you as well?
It's a good combination. I've heard and used many of them, but there are about half or maybe slightly less than half that I've never used before. So it was a bit of a different experience.
Yeah. So starting off, and I'm going to just kind of talk about both oils at the same time because honestly, I got the same experience with both of these. So first and foremost, I'll put some in my hand and I'll show you what it looks like there. And let's see if I can do that. Okay. So this is the hemp seed oil. I'm going to kind of stand up and show you here. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. And I'll kind of just work it in my hand a little bit. So these oils, and then that's what it looks like there. So as I'm rubbing it into my hands, it actually kind of soaks in pretty quick, and so you kind of got to work it into your beard rather quickly. I have found this to be a very thick, almost syrupy type oil, which normally isn't an oil that I typically enjoy. I really like that medium range to almost thinner type oils. I always just worry about how a lot of the thicker oils are going to feel in my beard. For me, unfortunately, this oil just didn't do it for me. When I had it in my beard, I found it really hard to work in there. It was really hard to tell if I had enough actually in my beard because of how quickly it does actually soak into my hands. The other thing was is that during the day, I really felt like my beard was actually starting to dry up, which was really a bummer and an experience that I've honestly just never had with a beard oil before. I felt like I needed to reapply. The problem was because of how my beard felt, I was kind of skeptical on reapplying itself. So I kind of just tended to wash it out and kind of just didn't really, move with it. It just wasn't a product for me. And I got that feel with both the hemp seed and that regular oil. Kyle, what about you?
Yeah, so as far as the regular oil and then the hemp seed oils, basically identical experience from both of those oils. So the thing that stuck out to me is when I had the beard oil in my beard, it didn't dry out my beard or anything. It didn't feel like I needed to reapply, nothing like that. Just the thickness of it. This is definitely by far the thickest oil I've ever tried. And Joe, I like your description. You said it felt syrupy. That's the only thing that really turned me off about it. It's very thick, almost to the point where it would be kind of tough to use out of like a typical dropper. Maybe that's why there's the pump top. I don't know, but very thick oil. It definitely was not my favorite. So yeah, you want to go ahead and move on to the balm?
All right. So with the balms, I'll go ahead and I'll read the ingredients off of both of these. So we're looking at refined shea butter, Caranuba wax, BTMS wax, emulsifying wax, 100% pure white petroleum, polysorbate 60, cocoa butter, blackberry seed oil, red raspberry seed oil, jojoba oil, abyssinian oil, and essential oil blend. So that is the regular one. And then for the hemp seed one, we're looking at refined shea butter, Caranuba wax, BTMS wax, emulsifying wax, 100% pure white petroleum, polysorbate 60, cocoa butter, hemp seed. And then you have the oil, blackberry seed oil, red raspberry seed, jojoba, and artisan oil with the essential oil blend. Kyle, why don't you go ahead and kick us off with how the balm felt for you?
Yeah. So one thing you're going to see, all three of these products were very different. I would say the balm was the one that was the most kind of typical beard product out of all of them. Overall, I thought the balm was pretty good. I didn't have like any issue with it or anything like that. Did a nice job of styling, made my beard feel pretty good. There is some ingredients in here that you don't typically find in beard products. So I'll go ahead and say that. But overall, I thought the balm, it was fine. I wasn't crazy about it. Didn't hate it or anything like that. What about you, Joe?
Yeah, so you kind of you bring up a good point when it comes to those products that you just don't really see in beard products. The two products that actually really stood out the most was the polysorbate 60. That was that was the one for the balm, and then there's in the butter that we'll talk about. There's another one that really stood out. Um, So the balm itself was actually, and Kyle was right. I mean, it's probably, I would say, out of the three, the most truest feeling beard product. This was actually, I found it to be, kind of, that, I don't want to say too firm, but you do have to kind of, dig your nail into it quite a bit to get some out. The hold itself wasn't too bad. Again, it just felt okay in my beard. It was probably my favorite out of the three. But the results, there was just nothing there that kind of, that blew me out of the water. It took care of some of the flyaways. But there really wasn't any nourishment that I got with this one, which was kind of disappointing when I have a balm in during the day. So the balm, it was just really mediocre for me.
Gotcha.
All right. So then moving on to the butter. Now this is where, or the cream, I should say, this is where it starts to get really complex. So I'm going to do my best reading off these ingredients. So kind of, bear with me. There's a lot of interesting ones, to say the least in here. So you're starting off with distilled water, and then you have BTMS wax, Ceratir 20, cocoa butter, emulsifying wax, 100% pure white petroleum, polysorbate 60, and then you got stearic acid, cetyl alcohol, microspheres, hyaluronic acid powder, vegetable glycerin, propylene glycol, urea, EDTA, potassium sorbate, phenyl oxyphenol, sodium, PCA, willow bark extract, niacinamide, and essential oil blend. So as you can see, there was a few ingredients in there that, I obviously struggled to pronounce. One of the things that we really, with these products, it was, and we do this for literally all our beard reviews, is that we do take the time to talk to the owners, try to, ask any questions that we, just may not be familiar with, do research. This was a company that for me, I really needed to do a lot of research on, and even when I started looking into some of these journal articles that actually we're going to show a PowerPoint slide in this video that kind of gives a breakdown of some of these ingredients, the pros and the cons of them, so that you guys kind of have a better understanding, because our assumption is that there's probably a lot of stuff in here that are going to be very unfamiliar to you, just like they were to us. the thing that I can't stress enough the most is before you buy any product and you're questioning an ingredient, please do your research, because ultimately it does become your responsibility in regards to what you put in your beard. And if you're questioning something, do your research, look for the pros, look for the cons, and make that final decision on if this is actually going to be something you want to put in your beard. But and we're going to cover that in this PowerPoint that's going to be coming up, that we're excited for you to see. But let's dive right into this beard cream right here. Kyle, do you want to show it off
Yeah.
and show what it kind of looked like to you?
Yeah. So you want me to give my take on it real quick, or?
Yeah, why don't you? Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you go ahead and scoop some out, start showing it off. I'll give my experience first,
Okay.
and then you could kind of go from there. But as Kyle is showing there, and as you can see, and see how it's kind of just like sticking to his finger, not really, kind of just stuck there. And I believe that looks like the green tint, so that looks like that's the hemp seed one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
As you can see there, it's actually very, it is definitely not a butter to me. And as he's demonstrating, it has that tack to it, that stickiness to it. It actually more resembles, if anything, more of a conditioner, like maybe like a leave-in conditioner, rather than an actual beard cream. Now, this was something that we had actually talked to Eric about when we were kind of going over these products and asking questions and things like that. And we did give some recommendations, and obviously, it is up to Eric to take those recommendations if he chooses to do so. But the cream itself was probably it was easily my least favorite product out of the three. It just did not get the job done, and that's for both the hemp and the regular cream. I just did not like the way it felt in my beard. I'm personally not a huge fan when it comes to leave-in conditioners. It's something that I put in my beard once in a blue moon. And like I said, this was, even though it's described as a beard cream, I just did not get that at all. When you get a product that's first ingredient is distilled water, you just don't see that in normal beard creams, beard butters. And it's just something that I just really question as if it should be in a specific product like this, because overall my beard just, it didn't feel good after putting these in, unfortunately. And and then these are always hard to do because you want to be respectful. And like we mentioned, the presentation is absolutely great, but the way that this cream made my beard feel, I got that crunchy feel in my beard when I woke up the next morning. And it just felt like it was really dried out, and it felt like it was actually really dehydrated, and it just was not a comfortable feeling for my beard, to the point where I really wanted to use it more than only a couple times.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. To me, looking at some of these ingredients, some of the research that we did, I find a lot of these ingredients in hair care products, leave-in conditioners, things like that.
Mhm.
To me, this really had that leave-in conditioner feel, just like you said, Joe. I'm not a big leave-in conditioner fan either. When you put leave-in conditioner in your beard at night, when you wake up, you got to take a shower. It has that, like, that crunch, almost like a film over it.
Mhm.
That's how this made my beard feel. I would say for the most part, it did its job as far as it making it feel soft, but I did not like the feeling of having, it kind of crunchy in my beard. Some mornings, typically on weekends, when I wake up, I'm not going to take a shower right away. I'll throw some water in my beard to kind of get that oil and that butter out, and I'll throw some oil, some fresh oil and some heat in my beard. This was one, like, when you wake up in the morning, you almost have to take a shower with the way it made my beard
Mhm.
feel, just like a leave-in conditioner.
Yeah.
So pretty
After you
aligned
took
with
your
you.
shower, though, like, because I know with leave-in conditioners, after you take your shower, your beard is supposed to feel much better after you get the water. What was your beard feeling like after you took a shower after having this in? Was there any difference or
Yeah,
anything
it was
like that?
fine. It wasn't anything negative or anything like that. I would, I almost can say it felt similar to a leave-in
Okay.
conditioner. This actually felt really good. This butter felt good, like, on my hands and stuff like that. Didn't love it in my beard, unfortunately, but Yeah, to answer your question, Joe, I didn't really notice anything crazy. Did you?
No, not really. And again, it's just, yeah, it's a product that felt better on my arms, and my hands. But unfortunately, that's not what this product was made for. It was made to make our beards feel, a certain way. And unfortunately, just the execution just wasn't there.
Right.
When it comes to a beard product, I really felt like that these are more products that are meant for either your head hair or even just your skin. But most people know who do a lot of research on beards is that your beard hair is so much different than the hair on top of your head, and you have to treat it differently with just really high quality ingredients, and a lot of times just good old natural ingredients, kind of staying away from the synthetic stuff, just because for when you look at a long-term use, the beard has a hard time handling that after a long period of time. And that's the problem that I have with these products, is that I couldn't picture myself wearing these on a long-term basis because of the research that I've done. I'm just kind of nervous on how my beard may look and feel if I wore these, maybe even like a month straight or something like that. I just don't know if my beard can handle it. And that's very disappointing, because I can tell the hard work that this company has put in for this launch. What I really like about them is that they seem very transparent when it comes to showing what their lab looks like, and they're very active on social media. They're very proud of the products they have. And you know what? If you like your products and you stand by them, then be proud. You just have to understand, as a newer company, your products aren't going to work for everybody. Unfortunately for us, these products didn't work for us, but hey, that doesn't mean we don't wish you, all the success in the world.
Right. Yeah. Well said. It definitely seems like a company that is trying to kind of work outside of the bubble or outside of the box a little bit, making products that are really different. But hey, we didn't like them as much, didn't work for our beards as much. Maybe it'll work for your beard. So, guys, that's all the time that. Oh, and then one other thing, real quick, before we log off here, we're going to put the link to Bucking Beard below, so you can hop on their website, read some of the ingredients, maybe do some research for yourself, see if it's something that would work for you.
Right.
So, guys, that's all the time that we have for you today. But as always, keep it growing.
And we'll talk to you at the next one. Cousins out.